Manchester United's second and final game of the China tour. Only 2 matches to play in this tour. The first of that tour, obviously, this game against Dortmund that's just passed us. Not the best of, well, certainly didn't perform nowhere near what we are capable of. But I wouldn't read too much into any of these pre-season games at all, really. Just good to see the Manchester United team starting to play under Jose Mourinho and evolving as a team. You know, we're going to see a lot of ups and downs at first. Things just aren't going to go to plan like we think they are straight away. We're not just going to start winning every game 3 or 4-0 and go and romp the Premier League next season. Even if we sign another 2 or 3 players and spend 200 million, it's just not going to happen. It's going to take time. We all know it's going to take time. We could see for the first month of the season some pretty turgid performances, possibly maybe some bad results, maybe some good results, a bit of mixture of both. And this pre-season's been a key for Jose Mourinho to get his players together over in this China tour, and obviously pick which players he wants to keep and which players he wants to go. He's now working with all the players. You know, there's some of them players he's never even seen before, hardly played. You know, the likes of Axwell, 2-1 you know, you've got players like that who he's probably not seen play an awful lot. You know, he's probably not been to, I doubt, any of the under-21 games, Manchester United games. So I doubt he's seen some of them play. Obviously, he's watched a lot of Manchester United, and he's probably studied a lot of recordings of these players play, but not seen a lot of them play live. So that is the under sort of youth players. Obviously, the likes of Zlatan, Wayne Rooney, all them he's seen play. Obviously, seen them play multiple times live. So he probably he's got a good indication of some players. But obviously the youngsters, he wants to see them first in person to see what skills they've got, what personalities and everything. And this game's going to indicate a bit more of where we're at this present moment, because Manchester City haven't had a long pre-season like Borussia Dortmund had. They'd played about 5 games when we played them yesterday. So you know, we've got to see, we're going to see a bit more of where we're at, because they're coming on the back of I think it was their first pre-season game. Manchester City, they played Bayern Munich the other day, lost 1-0. So we will see where they're at. Obviously got Pep Guardiola in charge now. And what's the betting that this game is blown completely out of proportion? If one team wins 2 or 3-0, what's the betting that it just gets completely blown out of the water? You know, this game is going to have no effect on what happens. We played Manchester City in the Premier League at the beginning of September. I think it's about the second week in September, and it's going to be totally different to what we're seeing now. I mean, in that Borussia Dortmund game, they made so many substitutions in the second half. We kept it at a minimal after the first half, but you know, he's still experimenting. I would expect Jose Mourinho to make some changes for this game. I was surprised in that previous game to see Marcus Rashford given an outing in the second half. Possibly he could maybe make a start, because we haven't got too many options in the striker position at this moment in time, because he's taken out James Wilson. Wayne Rooney's been told he won't play in this China tour, and we've only got really Will Keane as the out-and-out striker besides Marcus Rashford. You know, we didn't play with the recognised centre forward in that first half against Borussia Dortmund. But maybe he's just trying things out. Maybe, you know, this is the opportunity to try things out, see what players he doesn't want to keep, because after this game we've only got one other actual proper pre-season friendly, that one in Sweden against Galatasaray, before we play in the Community Shield, which I don't really think he can make too many wholesale changes for that and risk too much, because we have Bournemouth the following weekend. So we really need to get a sort of steady lineup out for that game against Leicester in the Community Shield, so that we can build on that for that game against Bournemouth. But I would expect him to make some changes in this game. Not too sure why Fosu Mensah didn't play that last game. Wouldn't be surprised if he'd come back in at right back, because there's no Diamond in the squad. You know, I would expect Blind to come back in probably alongside Bay, and Luke Shaw played 90 minutes in that last game. Should be good enough to play again. We've got no Cameron Borthwick Jackson in the squad, so it does give him an opportunity to play a lot of football. We could also see Rojo play some minutes at left back as well, but So many people want him sold. We will have to just wait and see after the after this pre-season tour if he is actually sold. But obviously with Jose Mourinho, he wanted to look at all the players. Maybe he thought he could get more out of the likes of Phil Jones and Marcos Rojo. Because obviously a lot of players were underperforming for Louis van Gaal and were a lot better than they played last season. So we will have to wait and see if he feels that he can get a lot more out of some of these players. I think that both Phil Jones and Marcos Rojo are on borrowed time for Manchester United. I'd prefer to see either Jesse Lingard or Memphis Depay out wide. Well, potentially Jesse Lingard out on one side and Memphis Depay on another. I do not want to see him play as the striker in this game or anywhere in the middle. Memphis Depay, prefer to see him out, given another chance out wide. Probably we'll see maybe Juan Mata in the number 10. We've got to really see Marcus Rashford up front in this game. I think we do need to see some more of this guy. It looks so exciting for Manchester United. Would be great to see him start, and now he's in the pre-season squad. You know, he didn't play much at the Euros, so why not just start him in this game? Will it really excite the crowd, because there's so many Manchester United fans over there. He's a really exciting youngster. I want to see Pereira in the midfield. Didn't play a lot in that game against Borussia Dortmund alongside Michael Carrick. That would be pretty much sort of a steady sort of lineup for me. Obviously, in goal, you can give it to Romero. He played between the sticks some of the second half. Sam Johnston didn't look very good in that first half. Did pull off one good save in that game against Dortmund, but was at fault for the goal for me. Probably never going to make it as a Manchester United goalkeeper, even as a backup, because I think Romero will be the backup to David De Gea again this season. But I'm hopeful that we can get some goals in this game. Obviously, Manchester City will probably have Iheanacho up front. I'm not too sure on the amount of players that they're going to actually have in the squad, because the likes of Aguero's on holiday, the likes of Joe Hart, De Bruyne is probably still on holiday, so they're probably going to have a real depleted squad as well. I think they played a lot of different players in that game against Bayern Munich, so it probably won't be nowhere near full strength. So even if we do win, say 2 or 3-0, which I don't know if we will, or Manchester City do, it's just literally no effect on the season. Just a good game to watch, and you just get excited if you some of your youngsters score goals, don't you? If the likes of Marcus Rashford play well, Pereira, you do get a bit excited, but it's just a bit of fun watching these games, getting their fitness levels up, and hopefully it will bode well for Manchester United for the coming season. Hopefully Manchester United could score some goals. I would accept us losing the game if I saw some goals, because that's really what I want to see from Manchester United. I'd happily accept losing 4-3 if it means scoring some goals over a 0-0, because to me the result just doesn't really matter in these games. I'm just excited to watch Manchester United play and to see lots of goals from Manchester United players. Anyway, let me know your thoughts ahead of the game. Can this game be any better? Hopefully it will bode well for the season ahead. It's exciting times. We've only got about 3 weeks to go before the season starts, something around that. It's mental, it really is. I cannot wait for that first game against Bournemouth. Hopefully it will be great. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.